should have wrote the whole name and leave it there, that's what I'm saying. Alright, so this is the second time I've read here, and the other time I was also here in my capacity, I believe, as the person who had written the introduction to the book in question. So, and I've only written 2 introductions to books, and both books had their things here that, so I like it here. This is from my book, Daily Negations, which is not available here as far as I know. There's a different negative thought for each day of the year. Today is August 22nd. Today, perhaps I will achieve some small thing. My ordinary feelings of worthlessness and self-hatred may be put to the test. When I am tempted to believe in myself, I should remember that my small successes are small, that my big successes are rare, and that almost all of my life is marked by failure. This is from Bobby Blanchard, lesbian gym teacher. I did not write this. That can't be me, Bobby gasped in disbelief. I'm just your typical athlete, all brawn, no brains. Are you sure you haven't mixed my test results with someone else's? Bobby, chided Miss Watkins, you've got to lose this insecurity complex you've built up about your brains. Who captained the Spitfires to victory the past 2 years? Who was voted most inspirational by the Midwest Regional Women's Field Hockey League? You earned those honors with more than muscles. Everything in your records show that you're exceptionally suited to help girls learn new skills. This is from Love and Sex with Robots by David Levy. Oh, I should say, this book is by Monica Nolan, and it's available over there. This book I got from over there. It's by David Levy. First of all, there's a picture of a robot with the designer. I wasn't sure which was the robot at first, and then I realized it's her. This is from the chapter entitled Falling in Love with Virtual People. The preference for interacting with computers rather than with humans helps to explain why computers are having an impact on social activities such as education, guidance, counseling, and psychotherapy. Yeah, I know. The whole book is like that. This is from my book, Jesus Was Way Cool. I don't think it's available here. But the important point is, the lesbian gym teacher book is. Bobby Blanchard, lesbian gym teacher. It's only $15. This is called The Evil Children. And so the very evil children took the dog out to play in the park. Then they took him home and refused to set him on fire. They were evil, evil children, and they refused to do as they were told. They would say, why should we leave the elderly woman in the middle of the expressway? Fuck you, we're not doing it. Then they would go downstairs and prepare the Molotov cocktails, knowing full well that when they were finished, there was no way in hell they were going to blow up the neighbor's barn. They were evil, evil, evil children. All their lives, people expected them to do bad. They almost never delivered. Here's another one from that same book, not available here. It's called A Good Hard Look. I think it's time we so-called sensitive men stop kidding ourselves with all this crap about how guys in the Marines and garage mechanics and, you know, just generally macho guys about how they're insecure about their masculinity because they have little dicks, because that's crap and we know it. Guys in the military, construction workers, football players, they have bigger dicks than you and I, and we might as well just accept it. Because it is stupid and dishonest for us to go around implying that us literary, intellectual, politically aware, feminist-type men are actually more confident than the insensitive, sexist, brute-type men because size doesn't matter, and even if it did, we have the bigger dicks, because this is bullshit. I think it is high time we all took a good hard look at our dicks and faced the music. Ask yourself if your dick is as big as, say, that guy who beat you up in high school is now married to some absurdly attractive woman you're too enlightened to admit you lust after, and who would never give you the time of day because, stupid as you might think she is, she's smart enough to know how little your dick is. She's smart enough to know that that guy who beat the shit out of you in high school and would beat the shit out of you again in a second has a much bigger dick and is a much better lay than you could ever hope to be. So just admit it. You'll feel better once you accept it. I admit it. I accepted it. I'm not about to watch basketball games on television or join the army or vote Republican just for the sake of a few extra inches. Forget it. It's not worth it. It's just not worth it. It's for people like me that the book The G-Spot was written. The G-Spot and Other Discoveries About Human Sexuality by Alice Kahn Labis, MSS, EDD. Is that even a degree? EDD? What is that? Education doctorate?
Yeah.
That's a real degree?
Yeah.
I've never seen those initials before.
It's a lesbian gym teacher degree.
I think you've got something there. So, okay. This is from chapter 3, Female Ejaculation. I think this is the most controversial chapter in the book. As we mentioned earlier, Aristotle was probably the first to write about female ejaculation, and Galen is said to have known about it in the 2nd century AD. De Graaf, that would be Dr. De Graaf, for whom the G-spot, G stands for De Graaf. It should be D, shouldn't it? De Graaf.
Yeah, it's a preposition.
D, yeah, you're right. So, okay. So, does that mean if in alphabetical it's under G or under D? It's under D, isn't it?
It should be under G.
It should?
Yeah.
Okay. De Graaf, in his new treatise, I like being told I'm wrong. I don't like it when you sit there, wait a minute, I challenge that assumption. That's what I like to hear. De Graaf, and someone maybe should have challenged some of the assumptions in some of these books, I'll tell you. In his new treatise concerning the generative organs of women, described the female prostate in some detail. He noted that, quote, during the sexual act it discharges to lubricate the tract so copiously that it even flows outside the pudenda. This is the matter which may have been taken to be actual female semen. De Graaf also describes the fluid as rushing out with impetus and in one gush. Although female ejaculation is more spectacular and controversial finding than the G-spot, it is a phenomenon that apparently occurs in fewer women, at least in our culture. Now, I don't like that sentence because the G-spot is not a phenomenon, is it? It's a place, a magical special place. This is from Tasting Her. Oral sex stories. Edited by Rachel Kramer-Bussell. Now, this particular story that I've chosen to read is by Donna George Story. This story is by Ms. Story. I'm not reading the whole story, just a particular part that popped out at me. This is from the story Snatch. "Elliot," I whispered, "do you like it?" He pulled away, lips glistening. "What do you think?" I was glad he approved of at least part of my afternoon's activities, but I still needed more. I did want to know everything about him. "Why do you like it?" "Why?" he smiled. "I guess I like licking smooth things. It's like ice cream, but warm and sweeter. You like looking at it too, don't you?" His eyes fell to my pussy, spread wide before him. Brunette shows her shaved slit, except this time it was real. "Yeah, it's so pink and beautiful. It's like..." He faltered into awed silence. I almost blew it then and finished for him, like the girls on the internet, Amber and Christina. This is some more recent work of mine. It is not in any book, hence the page, and I will close with these most likely. Right?